Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Digital Marketing Can podcast, where we bring you actionable insights and the latest trends from industry leaders across the globe. Today, we are diving into a transformative topic, getting ready for AI powered search engines to stay ahead in 2025. Our guest is someone who has been at the forefront of AI driven marketing innovation, Russ Henneberry. Russ is the founder of theCLICK, a community and training platform dedicated to AI marketing. As an AI powered digital marketing trainer, consultant, speaker, and co author of the popular book Digital Marketing for Dummies, Russ has helped countless businesses harness the power of AI. Through his digital advertiser program, Russ works with small and mid-sized businesses, especially those earning between $5 million to around $20 million annually to create a winning digital strategy. His expertise doesn't stop here. He has certified thousands of professionals in content marketing, email marketing, and SEO. Russ has been collaborated with industry giants like Salesforce.com, bringing invaluable experiences in there. Hi Russ, a warm welcome on our show.
Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Great. And we are excited to have you on our show. So Russ, to start our conversation of today, can you tell the audience a bit about yourself, about your background, and about your love for the AI?
Yeah, so you mentioned that I own a company called theCLICK. We're a AI marketing community and training platform for marketers that are looking to leverage AI. I mean, what happened with me was, you mentioned my book, Digital Marketing for Dummies. I've been doing digital marketing for almost 20 years. And when I saw that AI was here, I realized quickly that I needed to learn this skill because it's going to have a massive impact on my industry, my business, the way that I make a living. And what I've done is dedicate a lot of energy to paying attention to AI, to learning it. And so what I've done is I've just taken the same concepts that I've always been talking about in marketing. Nothing really has changed about the fundamentals of marketing. Businesses still want to drive more awareness. They want more leads. They want more sales. They want more retention. Those four objectives are never going to change. Like, businesses are always going to want more leads and sales and retention and awareness and all those things. But the way we do our work, things have changed tactically in search. Things have changed tactically on social media. Things have changed tactically with our day-to-day workflows, and leveraging AI. It's going to be something that in 2025, I believe that by the end of 2025, if you haven't learned this new technology, you'll be falling behind. What I see right now, Prince, is that if you get involved now, you're kind of early to the show, and you can kind of ride this wave right now. It's still kind of early, would you say?
No, definitely. Although we would say that it has started creating a lot of impact into the industry. So even if we start working upon, we will be into the early advantages of that. Okay, for the audience to understand, can you help that how these AI-powered search engines are changing the game for the marketers out there, and how this will be impacting the businesses and their SEO strategy moving forward?
Yeah, well, so pretty early on, I realized that my behavior was changing. The more I used ChatGPT, and then I started to use Claude and Gemini, and then Perplexity came out. and all these things that I started to realize I was using Google less. I was and this was in early 2023, and I remember putting a survey out on LinkedIn, a poll out on LinkedIn, and the question was, how often are you turning to AI to ask questions that you used to ask Google? And when I did this survey in early 2023, there was very few people, and it's an informal survey, but like of my LinkedIn audience, but it was showing that not very many people were seeing that AI was going to change the way we search, and not many people had started to use search engines or use AI as a search engine. But I've run that poll every 3 months since then, and we're seeing more and more people that are answering that yes, I am using AI instead of Google to find answers, and that's bearing out in the numbers that I'm seeing with my clients, that we're seeing and across the board, which is that AI is starting to eat into Google's traditional Google search is under attack by companies like Perplexity, companies like OpenAI that have now released Search GPT. So inside of ChatGPT now, if you ask a query that requires the AI to have more current information, or it makes sense for it to go and access the internet, it's going to do that. And it removes that limitation of that AI used to have, which is that it only knows up into its the cutoff date of its training. It doesn't know any information past this date or that date. Well, that at least in terms of ChatGPT, that limitation has been removed by Search GPT. And then, of course, Google themselves has released AI overviews, which are essentially, well, we'll get into this, but like these AI overviews are just another example of what's been going on in search for a long time, which is that Google is sending less and less clicks. What we call in SEO, we call zero-click searches. In other words, we don't need to leave the Google platform in order to get the answer. So if I ask a question like, are there any flights from Chicago to Zurich today? It might go and grab that flight information and push it into the search engine itself, where I don't need to click and go look at an airline website or any of that stuff. And it's sort of stealing those clicks away from the airline company. Or if I ask it a question like, what's the best way to brew espresso beans? It might give me a featured snippet and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the best way to brew espresso beans, and I don't need to leave Google to go read the article on some coffee website or blog. Instead, I just have those results right there in the search. And this has been going on for a long time. I've got a list here. So, in 2012, Google released knowledge panels. In 2014, they released featured snippets. In 2015, they released People Also Ask features. In 2015, they introduced the Local Maps pack. And now in 2023, they've released AI Overviews, which to me is just featured snippets 2.0, right? It's like advanced featured snippets. So if I ask now the AI the best way, or ask Google the best way to brew espresso beans, it might give me an AI overview where it's not going to necessarily cite or source any at all. It's just using its AI brain to tell me the best way to brew espresso beans in an AI response. And for me, this is just another example of Google starting to pull clicks away from individual websites, just like we've had going on since, 2012 when they released knowledge panels and started to answer questions right there in the search engine results page.
Definitely. And one of the advantage which even I have seen of ChatGPT, like why it is becoming, one of the favorites compared to Google, is the more you, educate your ChatGPT, the better will be the responses that you are getting, because at least these ChatGPT start understanding your behavior, that what type of questions you are looking upon or what type of answers you are looking upon. So based on your taste, based on your interest, they keep on learning, and based on that they keep on replying. So generally, like, they understand your liking, and based on that those all things comes upon. So having those probability gives an advantage compared to Google, where there might be something that, okay, you have searched for something, you might be getting an answer, but that might not be something that which you are looking upon. So that can be, one of the things that I've seen why a lot of people are moving towards ChatGPT, to get more personalized replies, to get more personalized answer to the queries, so that will be helpful for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the AI is learning who you are and what you're interested in. And that's not new either, right? Like big tech companies are paying attention and trying to personalize results for you at all times. The AI is going to make that, it makes it even more applicable that you're going to be getting personalized results from that intelligence.
Definitely. Okay, so can you also now help us understand that what makes this AI-driven search engines a bit different from the traditional ones which we were using around a year or so back? And how should the businesses now adapt to these content strategies so that they can be, kind of leading into this AI-driven search engines?
Well, I mean, if you back up, we think about the content strategy that we used to employ for businesses, was that we would work hard at the top of the funnel to bring in searches on what we would call non-branded search at that awareness stage. So like up there at the top of the funnel, when somebody's looking for a definition or something, or they're looking for some kind of information, or they're researching a problem, or they're looking for some educational content, up there at the top of the funnel, we could get our clients ranking for those kinds of keywords and bring that traffic in, early on, and try to capture the lead, or set a pixel so that we could retarget with our advertising, make them some kind of low ticket offer, things like that we would use. And again, this strategy has been eroding for a long time, because as Google has begun to bring featured snippets into search engine results pages, clicks at the top of the funnel are drying up. And I think AI is the final sort of knife in the heart of top of funnel content that we would build, that was just simply informative and educational. I'm not saying we're not going to see clicks that still come in on that, but I am not advising companies to invest their time and energy and money in building those kinds of pieces of content at the top of the funnel anymore. I just think it's had diminishing returns for a long time, and that AI is going to essentially eliminate more and more clicks early in the funnel. So what do we do instead? Another idea for you to think about when you're thinking about your content strategy is, obviously we want to figure out how we can be mentioned by an AI search engine. So Perplexity or Search GPT or Google's AI overviews, like how do we end up getting mentions in there that are going to lead to clicks or commerce, so that we can make money in the way we did. And I think, the the companies that are most at risk here are publishers. Publishing companies, I think, are very concerned about AI and how AI is using their content. So let's leave them aside here. Let's go outside of the publishing industry, which is, I would say, very up in the air as to how the publishing industry is going to move forward. I mean, the New York Times is suing OpenAI. There's a lot to be worked out in the courts about fair use of the content that publishers create. So but it's definitely I would think in 2020, in 2025 we're going to see some interesting things develop there about fair use and what they're going to do about this. For the rest of us, if we think about the kinds of content we need to be creating, for me, content is still extremely important. Like in fact, it may be more important now in this AI era to be creating content. But I wouldn't be creating content. I'm not advising people to be creating this sort of generic informational content at the top of the funnel. Instead, certainly think about creating content that is targeting things that are around your brand. So when we think about it, even in old school SEO, what we could all call old school now, pre-AI, we would think about two different categories of keywords: branded keywords and non-branded keywords. So, for example, I sell AI marketing training as one of my products. If somebody was to go into Google search and type in AI marketing training, that is a non-branded search. So there's no brand mentioned in that keyword. There's no person or business or product or something specifically named in that query. Now, at the same time, a person could jump into Google and search theCLICK AI marketing training. That is a branded search query and has always been a really smart place to be spending time and energy and money from a search standpoint, to make sure that you are visible when people are searching the names of your products, your community, the names of the important employees at your business. Those are all brands that you want to make sure you're controlling that search results page when somebody searches for it. Well, that is going to become even more important moving forward, that we make sure that we are creating branded content. So content about our brands, being very thorough about the content we create about those brands. So for example, you are a brand, Prince. Like you are a person with a brand. If somebody goes out online and searches that in traditional Google search, you've probably been monitoring what comes up and what results come from that. But it's also interesting to go ask, for example, ChatGPT, write a bio for Prince Kumar Singh, tell me who this person is, what they do, and see what sort of stuff comes up as an AI. So when I run this query, for example, about myself, and I say, hey, write me a bio of Russ Henneberry, it will write a very thorough biography of me and get a lot of things correct, but it also gets a lot of things wrong. It makes up things about me, and I have to wonder where, in the same way that in the early days of SEO, I can remember that we were just fascinated at watching why does Google display this instead of that? Can I make a change over here, and will it result cause a change in the Google search results pages? And we would watch this and study this. Well, the same thing it applies now, right? Because these AI search engines are monitoring the internet in real time. They are indexing your site. They are reading your site just like Google was there. out in, just like Google comes and crawls your site, a chat GPT bot is coming to now to crawl your site. So what is it finding when it gets there? I don't think, again, if you're creating a piece of content that's super informational and quite generic, you're probably not going to get any clicks off of that. And I think you'll get less and less as AI just starts to answer those questions very simply. As AI becomes more of a voice commanded thing where we're just talking to the AI, there won't be any clicks. I mean, it's just going to be, you ask a question, a generic question or a pretty basic question, it's just going to answer the question. There's not going to be any click. So look for things that have what we would call visit website intent. So there's always been this concept, as you know, Prince, in SEO, which is this concept of intent.
Yeah.
What is the person trying to accomplish that is searching or talking to the AI or whatever it is that they're doing? What is their intent? Like, what are they trying to do? And what you're looking for is you're looking to create content around concepts that imply that the person would need to visit the website. So we call this visit website intent. So, and these things are deeper in the funnel, aren't they? Right? Because the truth is, if I just have an easy question or an educational question, or I'm exploring and researching a problem, something at the very top of the funnel, maybe I didn't want to click through all of these web pages in the first place. It was just, when you think about it, it's not that great of an experience. Maybe it's better if Google just answers it right there in an AI overview or in a featured snippet, as they've done in the past, or maybe ChatGPT just speaks the answer to me. But once I move through, as I move through the funnel, right, and I keep getting deeper into the customer journey, right? So I've become aware of a problem. I'm starting to investigate solutions and maybe start to compare one solution against another. This is where I think you need to be focusing attention and energy, because let's just take an example of like mountain biking, for example. So let's just take two big mountain bike brands, Cannondale and Trek, right? So let's say that I'm early on and I'm just talking to the AI and I say, I need to start exercising more. What are some of your ideas? You know me, what do you think I should be doing? And it says, well, here's 6 or 8 ideas for you to get more exercise. And let's say one of those that the AI lists is mountain biking. Well, I didn't need to go look at Cannondale's website to find this answer. I didn't need to go to Trek's website. And this is what we used to do. We used to try to pull people in right there onto the website so that we would control the narrative there and move them along the customer journey. I don't think that that's a good investment of your time. But if I then start to talk to the AI and say, yeah, okay, like, what equipment do I need if I'm going to be a mountain biker? Even then, I still don't want to visit Trek's website to find the mountain biking equipment. I just want the AI to answer that question. I really probably don't feel like going to Cannondale's website or whatever. At that point, it's still early in the funnel. But then when I start, it starts to list all the things, and they say, well, of course, one of the things you need is a mountain bike. And I say to the AI, and here's where it starts to get interesting, right? And I think we need to be focusing our energy, is when you ask the question, what are the most reliable mountain bike brands on the market today? There's where you want your brand to be mentioned, right? If you're Cannondale, if you're Trek, you want the AI to reply back and say, well, Cannondale is a good company. They've been around for this long, and this is what they stand for. And then Trek is another company, and they make right? And now your brand is being mentioned by the AI, and we start to move along to a next question, which might be, well, which which of the two brands is best known for safety, right? I want to make sure that I'm safe and that this product is very reliable. And this is where your content strategy and the way that you've talked about your products on your website, on your social channels, in your YouTube channel, like whatever it is, like that AI has absorbed all of that information about your brand. And does your brand get mentioned there? Does it get mentioned? Does it say Cannondale's the safer option, right? They're known for their reliability and the safety features in their product. And then you might say, well, tell me about the different products that, and you can see me moving through as I'm speaking to this AI, and at some point, I'm probably going to want to leave the AI and go to the website. This is where I start to hit, visit website intent. And this is where we need to be spending time creating content, right? Like if Cannondale released a new safety feature in their product, it would be smart to be very detailed about what that is and how it works and what research went into it, and create a page about that, right? This new type of safety seat or helmet or whatever it is that they've done, and create extensive, thorough content around that concept, rather than having and spending time, money, and energy trying to go earlier in the funnel where someone was looking for the mountain biking equipment or looking for exercise ideas. Those clicks have been disappearing and will continue to disappear as we move forward.
Definitely, very thoughtful, advice that you have given, and this is something that will be going to be, impact to the search query. So definitely, like the advice that you have given is top of the funnel is something that we should be keeping. I would not say exactly avoid that, but yeah, keep on minimizing that, and let us focus on the bottom of the funnel where most of the people, or most of our reviews might be helping us in order to get into the users. If a business wants to prepare for the future of AI-powered search, what are the top 3 steps that you would recommend them so that they can start with them right now?
Right. So take a look. I mean, it's not that you need to remove content that was designed for early funnel queries, but take a new look and audit your content. Look for things look to create what we would call AI resistant content. Okay, so from a keyword perspective, we can start to think about intent, where someone has visit website intent, or what we might call, sometimes people call YMYL intent, which is your money, your life, right? So these kinds of queries don't apply to every type of business, but a lot of businesses it does. So if you look for YMYL, which is your money, your life, these are queries that people are asking that are extremely high risk if the answer is wrong, right? So if, for example, if I'm selling mountain bikes, once again, I want to be looking for queries where somebody might be at risk of losing money or harming them in their life. So in a mountain biking example, I might talk to them about the budget of spending money on a bike, rather than maybe talking about the cool factor or something that's less risky for the person, right? Because if this thing is a your money, your life question that I'm asking, I'm probably going to want to leave the search engine or leave the AI and go get it from the expert. So that's one thing, is look for branded, visit website intent, and even better is looking for stuff that's like crucial that I get it correct, like your money, your life type intent, where I'm probably going to want to leave the AI and not wonder whether it's making up the answers and hallucinating, and go straight to an expert. And I think this is the time where if your company has internal subject matter experts, to have them creating original content. And from an AI perspective, it's really, really powerful to have something like a podcast like you have here, Prince, or a YouTube channel, or some way of creating new information, new content that is getting indexed by, regular traditional Google search, as it always was, but also now these new AI search engines, because they are crawling all of this. They're crawling this podcast right now. They are going to crawl it. They're going to crawl YouTube. They're going to crawl. So creating content, getting subject matter experts to put new and interesting information out there has never been more important, And so if you're in a company where you have subject matter experts, have them produce content through podcasting, video creation, social media posting, whatever is easiest for them to do, because then you can leverage the AI to repurpose that content as well and put it out in multiple formats. That's why I love the idea of a podcast right now, or a video channel right now, because you create this content and then you can use the AI, give it that source material to reproduce it as, all sorts of different. It's really, really good at repurposing content. So, yeah, those are my thoughts.
Okay, so you have given a lot of advices today, and they are definitely very crucial for our audience to understand that how AI is working and how AI will be evolving in the future. Any last piece of advice that you would like to give to the marketers looking to stay ahead of the curve in 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, I think the big piece of advice is to learn this technology. If you're in marketing, this is squarely in your arena. And what I'm seeing when I use it and play with it is that it is helping me unleash my creativity rather than threatening to take my job, right? Now, what does it look like 10 years from now? I have no idea. But no one's this isn't coming from your job next year or the year after. Especially if you adapt and you learn the technology, and it's really, really Prince, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I didn't realize that I was bored with marketing, and then AI came along, and I was like, wow, this is really cool, and it's got me fired back up about how we can use this technology to help grow businesses and to grow my own business and so forth. So it's an exciting time to be in marketing and to be an entrepreneur right now, because, man, if you learn this technology and you just kind of stay with it, you can build some really, really cool things that just weren't possible when I got started in this, and even just a few years ago.
Definitely, these were definitely very valuable advice there. And we have seen a kind of lot of the tools, like let's say when if we go in digital marketing tools, whether it might be into the SEO, all the search engines have adopted AI. When we go into social media, now even Facebook have their own AI. If you go on Twitter also, they have their own AI bot, and then LinkedIn and other platforms out. So all of the social platforms are now using. When we go for video creations, when we go for stock images, so if we see all the 360 degree of the social media or the digital marketing, we are seeing that each and every platform are evolving and they are adopting AI, so that the audience can understand and they can leverage the tools more better compared to their computers. So the tools that have not adopted AI are somewhere being left behind compared to the tools that are using AI or that are helping the audience with AI so that they can do more business for them.
100%.
So thank you, Ross. This has been an eye-opening conversation. Your insights into navigating the AI-powered search landscape was invaluable. For our listeners who want to learn more or connect with you, where can they find you online?
So go to jointheclick.ai. You can join my AI marketing community. It's it's a one-stop shop for marketers. All we're talking about is AI and how it applies to marketing. So we learn marketing concepts, and we learn how AI can use it. And then you can find me on LinkedIn. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. You just search for Russ Henneberry, and would love to connect with you there.
Okay. Thank you once again for joining us today. To our audience, remember to stay ahead of the curve by adapting to change, embracing technology, and always staying curious. Until next time, this is Prince Kumar signing off from the Digital Marketing Gyan podcast, bringing you the best of digital marketing wisdom from around the world. Thank you, everyone.